All right, we're back, and I did all the ones that were red listed first. So here, 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 and down here, these two. Okay, so if you look at the chart, those are all the ones that red was listed first. So now we're gonna go and do the blue, which is the ultramarine blue. It says it's the 14th color on the palette. So as I start on magenta, I count all the way around to 14, which is right here. Notice I have clean water. You cannot use mucky water or it's going to be a mess and you'll have to redo it. So make sure you have clean water. And just like with the red, we're going to make it darker on the edge here. And then as we go towards the top, we get lighter. So I'm dipping it in the water. And I'm showing that graduated effect to it. And with watercolor, you can always build up. So I'm just going to make it a little bit darker here. And then dip it in the water and pull that up just a little bit more. All right, so this third one here in that first row is yellow, so I'm going to leave that. And then if I look, okay, in this second row, I had red, and the red is now dry. So now I'm going to glaze over the top of that the blue color here because I've already done the red. So this is where that glazing comes in, and it shows you what happens when you mix different colors. But it's really important that your colors are dry. If they're wet, you're going to run into a muddy mess. So it's important that you do all the red, let it dry, and then you can come through and then you're going to do the blue. And then if the second color happens to be blue, you can do that. So now over this, I'm going to layer my blue. And this is where that term glazing comes in. So I'm glazing or layering, showing what happens when you mix red and blue. So when you mix red and blue, you get kind of a purplish color. So what happens when you put the red down first is kind of what this is showing. Okay, and it's darker on the bottom and then lighter towards the top. So you see how that changed to kind of a purpley color. So the second red one says red and yellow. So we don't even have yellow yet on our radar. The third one says blue first. So I'm going to do that one. Lay down that ultramarine blue. Darker on the edge here. And then I'm going to pull up and get lighter as I dip it into the water. Okay. So as I go to the third row, all right, yellow is listed first, so I'm going to leave that one. Yellow is listed first here. I'm going to leave that one. Blue is listed first. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work on that, showing it's darker on this bottom right-hand corner because the light is hitting it up here on the top left-hand corner. And dip it in. Smooth that out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to the fourth row. All right, it says red, yellow, red. So I'm going to leave that one because the next one says red, yellow, blue. I'm going to leave that because yellow comes next. And then the next one says yellow, so I'm going to leave that. Next row, yellow. I'm going to leave that. Oh, blue for this one. So darker on the bottom, dip it in the water, and as you go away, showing that graduated wash where it gets lighter. Okay. All right, next one. All right, yellow is listed first, so we're done. All right, this one says red plus blue, so I'm going to add my blue because eventually it says red plus blue plus red, so I'll be adding red on top of it again to see what happens. So we're going to have that purpley look like we did up here for the time being until we add our next color. Okay, and then dip it in the water, pull it up, so we have that kind of purpley color. Darker on the bottom right. All right, the next one says blue first. So I'm going to do the blue here. And then pull it up. And then get lighter, dip it in the water as I go up. And then blue for this next one. Dip it in that water so it gets lighter as I go up. And then this one says red plus blue. So, and then eventually we're going to add yellow to it and see. And that's going to turn out kind of like a bruise looking to it. So we're getting that purpley color again of this glaze until we add that other color that we're going to add. Dip it in the water. All right, then the last one here, or this last one is the last blue one that we need to do. Dip it in the water and then pull it up. Okay, so that is adding the blue color next.